it's always such a great experience, and Kathy does such a wonderful job, and also Pete does such a wonderful job. So, really appreciate you all coming out today. I want to talk a little bit today about this idea about pathway. And when I received the flyer from Kathy by email, she was on this really great. It was this really great image, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. And I think we're kind of challenged, and it was really the basis of the discussion today about how do we define our own pathway? Because if we surveyed everybody in this room, everybody's would be different. So when Kathy was speaking earlier about her husband taking a walk, I kind of had this image in my head about him walking, and that might be something that's really meaningful to him. So what does our pathway look like? And I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about the challenges that we're faced with every day that keeps us from defining that path and also maintaining that path. It gets to be really tricky because we have to live a life too, and work and stress and all that kind of stuff. So, an image. Defining our personal pathway. I grew up in the Jersey Shore, but I mean east south. Jersey Shore, Wildwood, New Jersey. It would be really, really boring in the winter. Not much going on at all. If you didn't play sports or music, you had zero to do. Summers were obviously really fun. But I always gravitated toward the beach. And it's a really, really powerful image for me. But again, underscoring the importance that everybody's pathway is different. Everybody's image of that path, the wellness, and the health is different. Why? Well, we're left with this question of what is the right pathway to choose? We're, bombarded with information from media, from, what's right, what's wrong, what's the right way to do it, and so it kind of leaves us confused and struggling with okay, well, I just heard Greg, or I just heard Joel, or I just heard Marla talk about what they do. That doesn't work for me. If I told you what I did for wellness, you'd be like, you're out of your mind, there's no way I'm doing it, and I wouldn't describe any of that to you whatsoever. So I'm going to also issue a couple of challenges today, as well as sort of how we best define this pathway. So, why do we get confused? Let's start with the media. Okay. How to eat. What to eat. Do you know the number of diets that are out there right now? It's unbelievable. So it's great when somebody like Marla comes in, who's a professional, who's a nutritionist, that can provide you with accurate information, who can direct you to resources, to really great people in the field to ask the questions that you have. Because again, one diet that might work for somebody might not work for you. This one I love. When to cleanse. Cleansing is the new thing. Everybody's cleansing now, right? So which way to do it, which is best, which is going to make you feel great, all that stuff. What supplements to take? Billion-dollar industry. Can be really, really confusing. What diet is best this week? What's the best way to exercise? Right? Are we going to do P90X or insanity? Is anybody familiar with these? Has anybody ever done them? They're brutal, right? That's awesome. Awesome. Anybody else try them? Do them? Success? You like them?
My fiance did insanity. He did one out of 25.
Oh yeah. Of course. That's 25.
Now
Right.
he's seeing really wonderful results, but I say the 80%
It's insane. Right. Okay. Now, there's some people, and I'm probably guilty of it, who like that kind of stuff. You see Tony Horton, who's the inventor of P90X up there, he's incredible shape, and he's doing this great stuff, and I'm staring at him, I'm like, what do you think is better than me? I can do this, right? And, that might work again for me. But some people, when they hear the word insanity that's associated with an exercise regimen, that could be a big turnoff. As Kathy mentioned earlier, I'm a licensed psychologist. I'm also a certified fitness trainer. And in my private practice, which is kind of like a hybrid practice, I do psychotherapy and personal training with clients different things. So we split up our sessions for those that are interested in it, where I might do 45 minutes of psychotherapy, and then people have an option of adding on 15, 30, or 45 minutes of fitness training. It's really been great. It's really fun, and it's really private. So everything occurs in my office suite. They don't have to go to a gym or anything like that. Because with some of these programs and stuff, there are some people that have never, ever exercised that I see. They wouldn't know what to do. They might be socially anxious. So the thought of like going to a really great gym might be very, very intimidating to them. And all these other reasons that might keep them from initiating. I worked with people that were uncertain about what to wear to a fitness center. So I worked 10 years on a college campus, both as a psychologist, associate director of counseling services, which I do right now at Ramapo College. And I would have people actually, students I was working with, meet me at the gym and just, hey, look around, take a look around at what to wear. Look at what I'm wearing, you know, and then go back because they were really unfamiliar, and that really scared them off and created a lot of fear and anxiety about going. So, other questions, more or less cardio. You know, what are the experts saying this week? It seems that everybody's always suggesting something new, introducing a new fad and things like that. So, the great thing is that it leaves us with a lot of options. The not so great thing is it also leaves us with a lot of questions and oftentimes lead us to confusion. What else gets in our way? We mentioned diet. We mentioned media. What else do you think gets in our way? Right? Laziness. Okay. That has more to do with ourselves. We get in our own way of defining our path for wellness and health. How do we do that? Primarily by the way we think. Another way, the routines that we maintain. You know, we have this image. I have this image of wellness, this path, this beach, right? And it may be very close to me in that I'm actively doing things to achieve that sort of sense of wellness and health that's connecting with all the dimensions of my life. And I'm feeling like I'm right on that pathway. For other people, though, they may maintain that image, but it may be way out there. And it's very, very frustrating because it stays out there. Greg alluded to fear earlier, which is something that really keeps people from actualizing what they want to accomplish. Same thing applies here. You know, the way that we think, types of thoughts that we have, thought patterns that we have, and the routines that we maintain. For example, so over the 10 years that I've worked on a college campus, I've worked with thousands and thousands of students, you know, hundreds of faculty and staff I've consulted with. And so what I did was just like, I came up with a little bit of a list and also a challenge that highlights some of the thoughts that we kind of get into that prevents us from doing these things, from initiating things, and from maintaining things. So, anybody hear the word cognition before? What does it mean? Thoughts, right? So, once you kind of think of these sort of thought traps that we get caught up in, right? I hate this one. I can't. Worst one, right? We're very constant. I can't do it. It won't work for me. I tried it. Well, how many times did you try it? Well, I did it like twice. And it's like, well, okay. 6 months we're talking. You know, we got to work up to doing it regularly. 6 months. I'm not like him or her. Hear that all the time. You know, I don't look like this person. I don't act like this person. I don't dress like this person. I'm not like him or her. And the person's talking themselves out of doing something. People will say things, or people are going to talk about me. People are going to look at me funny. What if I go to the gym and I'm doing like an exercise? And people discuss this with me all the time about this fear and anxiety that everybody in this room is going to be watching me do push-ups or squats. So, but realistically, is that true? Well, when we convince ourselves of it, it keeps us from establishing that pathway. We're all, I should say we're all, that's an overgeneralization. Many of us, though, offer the excuse of there's no time in my schedule. There's research out there that suggests that 7 to 10 minutes of exercise per day leads